Hello everyone, how you all doing? This is kind of a impromptu stream, but I thought we'd, I don't know, do something a bit different today. Hang around in the studio, maybe make something. I'm not really sure what we're going to do, but we're going to maybe decide that on the stream. Let's see who's in the chat. Hello there, Lord Pumpkin. Hello, Cheeseboy Plays. Hello, Linux Dev. I thought it was Linux, but Linux. Ay, so cool. Hello. We've got Cyberlexia, the Dog Gamer. Got loads of people. Cool. Right then. Someone's saying SCP breach. A man will come to you and say hide. And that's the game. I'm open to suggestions, guys, if you want to post something in the chat. A Lava Rising game. Okay, we can maybe do something with that. No, not tower defense, because that's going to be a video in its own right. We could do something a basic lava type thing. We could add in a part like this, and then we just need to add in a script, won't we? Should be quite easy. Local lava equals script.parent. Then we use a between service. Someone's saying, how do you make crawl animation work for mobile? You just need a GUI button, and then you can use the dot activated event on it. Hello, Pixel L Fen DC. We're gonna try and see if we can make some quick lava here then. So tweet info. Let's just call it lava. Tween equals tweet info. A tomato eating simulator. What? And what are the I never remember what the properties are for the tweet info. What is it? A time and then easing style. Let's just do 10 seconds. Enum.easing style we will set to I guess we should just do linear. I'm never really sure you've got quad. Oh, can you even see what I'm looking at? Let me switch to display capture. And then you'll be able to see a bit better, won't you, when I type. Yeah, there you go. You can now see it. Yeah, I always think, I'm never really sure, quad, quint, and sine. I mean, I know they're all different curves, but I'm never really sure. I always just play about with them. Sine is always quite nice. A is desperate for me to use back. To be honest, I'm not even sure what back looks like. Duck X asking an NPC chase and kill you. Isn't that basically the Teddy? The basic Teddy AI? I feel like I've kind of done that. And then we want easing direction, and we'll go for in-out. Best of both worlds. Don't want it to repeat. Don't want it to reverse. And do we want a delay? We'll add in a 5-second delay or something. How I like to format these is I'll do it on a separate line like this. And then it makes it a little bit easier to read rather than it all being one really long line. So I guess, how big do we want this thing to be? It's currently, I guess if we have it to go to sort of like, let's just try and set it to 50 or something. What are we making? We're making some kind of a lava thing at the minute. That's the idea. Lava rising game. So we will need to do. Let's rename that lava info. That would make more sense. And then we can call this one lava tween, and that can equal a tween service create lava. And then the next argument is our lava info. And then how big we want it to be inside our curly brackets. So we will do size equals. Let's create a part of a variable for that. Equals lava.size plus vector3.new, and we're just going to set it to I don't know, like an extra 50 on the y-axis. So we can set that equal to size, and then we can say lava tween play. So this will be the rising script or something like that. And then we'll need, as well, once we've done this, we're going to want to make sure we're detecting for people actually dying. So we just test this real quick, shall we? Just see if it works. I think there was a 5-second delay we put in, so we'll have to wait for the 5 seconds to pass. I'm not sure why I added that. But there we go, we can see it's growing now. There we go. Okay, cool. That's pretty fast, isn't it? We set it to 10 seconds. Maybe we want a little bit more, but after we've done that, let's make sure we set up our event. So lava.touched, connect function, part, and then we're just going to want to check if the or we can do it like this. We can do player, local player equals game.players. What is it? Is it find player or get player from character part.parent? So all that will do is it uses the function to try and see if there is a player with this character model. Now, if the parent of that part isn't a player, then this will just be nil. So it'll just ignore this. But if it is a player, then we know that the thing we hit was a character because this was true. So then we can say local humanoid equals part dot parent dot humanoid, and then we can just say humanoid dot health equals 0, like so. So let's move this down a little bit, something like that. Kind of see if let's put it below the and then we're going to add in some parts, shall we? So we can actually try and climb up. Let me move it up so I can actually see where the lava is supposed to be. Okay. We can create a little staircase for ourselves. Something like that. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to make like a full-on obby here. Hang on, that's still not quite rotated, is it? Is that better? There we go. I'm probably not going to even be able to climb to the top of the staircase in time. But we'll try. Okay, we'll try. I think it's actually way higher than that anyway. What have I got my angles of? 15. Oh, that's way too much. Let's 45. That'd be easier. Is this going to clear the lava? Hopefully, something like this will. So we've got a pretty nice big staircase now. Something like that. Tomato eating simulator, but you are tomato eating other tomatoes, but you can plant tomatoes and buy other vegetable skins. Then you can plant other vegetables and eat other vegetables. Also, you can eat players. Wow, that's quite the lore there from Tech Gaming 575. Vigo saying, why don't I just press R to rotate it 90 degrees? Well, I could do, but you need to be like dragging in order to use R. So that kind of works, but obviously I didn't want to drag it. So if you're in space, then I can't just press R. That'll do nothing. So that's why I did that. Where is it? Let's move this back. Where was it? There it is. Cool. So they should be able to escape now, maybe. Are these anchored? Yeah, they're anchored. Okay. Let's click play. and see if we can get up there. I guarantee I can't get up there in time. Jump, 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 jump. Oh, I don't. Oh, no. Okay, we need to make this non-collidable. Hang on. Anchored and uncollidable. And maybe we'll be able to do this now. Let's have a second attempt at this, shall we? Okay, here we go. Gamer face on. Jump, jump, jump. The lava's not coming yet. It's kind of slow. Oh, it's coming now, but we're fine. Easy stuff. Thank you very much for the super chat. Awesome place, YT. Touch a block and it gets weaker until it breaks. Sure, okay. I mean, I think we've kind of done the lava concept now. So yeah, let's do that. Let's group all this together. We can make a. We can just call this lava game, and then we'll just chuck it in server storage, shall we? Just to get rid of it for now. Hello, Cosmic. We are making things. And no, Vigo, if you have a part and you're not dragging it and you press Control R, look, if I have it right here, I click it and I press R, nothing will happen. So you have to be holding it in the move mode. So if I have it like this, you can see the mouse icon is like a hand, so it's grabbing it. So I don't have to be moving it, but it has to be like grabbed in order to use R and T. But if it's in the air, then I can't rotate it. Look. Oh, who's that spamming in the chat? That's never appreciated. Right then. Let's what are we gonna make? A platform that gets weaker when you touch it. Okay. So part like this. And then we're going to use script inside of it. This is going to be pretty similar. Script.parent.touched connect function part, and we can just copy and paste this thing, can't we, from our lava thing. We can just copy all that. It's the same kind of thing to start off with. But this time, instead of lava, we'll just call it platform equals script.parent. And then we're going to want a second variable called local being touched or something like that. And then we can say like local health or something, create health for it. And I don't know, we'll set this to like 100, right? And so if it's being touched by a player, then being touched will equal true. And we'll say health equals health minus 1. Something like that. And then we'll say if health is 0 or less than equal to 0 in case we have some kind of weird glitchy thing going on. If it's less than equal to 0, then platform destroy. And why don't we just print out the health each time as well, just so we know what's happening when we're testing it. Health, health. Okay. So we've got a platform. Is it anchored? Okay, it's not. We'll click play. And let's see. Okay, so you can see the health going down in the output. But obviously this is only going to fire while we're touching it. So obviously if I stand still, then it's not going to take any more damage. So perhaps what you'd like to see is actually damage while you stand still. Let's do that, shall we? So how about we do a little debalancing here? So if player and not being touched, so this won't get fired multiple times anymore. Then, and we can add in sort of a loop. While okay, yeah, while being touched, do. And we can wait. Now, obviously, I was going to use the touch ended function, although that is a bit of an issue. So for something like when you want to check that they're still in the area, you're actually probably better off using something else called, what was it called? Zone Plus or something? That's what I use for Teddy. Let me see if I can just find that real quick. Roblox Zone Plus. That's how I use the no camping inside Teddy. What's it called? Zone Plus V2, is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. This is the one. Safe zone, paint zone. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I use for Teddy, for the no camping areas. Because it's a module he's made that uses a combination of raycasting and maybe like region 3 or something as well. Does it explain it? Documentation? Yeah, region checking, raycasting, and can touch, so it's like everything together. So it's actually pretty efficient. Let's use this then. So all we need to do is get the, well, we can copy and paste this for starters into our script. We'll just put this at the top for now. But we need to get that zone, that actual module, don't we? Let me just get that real quick, guys. We'll get the model. There we go. My models, there it is. Let's have a little look in here, shall we? This is all, what's all this? Just manual, is it? Telling you how to use things, or what everything does. Yeah, just an explanation of all the methods. Look, that's pretty good documentation here. And then we've got create a new zone. He's using the made. That was isn't that another module that someone else made? Like didn't Slightnick made this or someone? I can't remember. I think it's like a coroutine managing thing to manage threads. It's like a task manager type thing, I think. I've never used it myself. Ability asking what are all the types of raycasting. I'm not sure what you mean there. There's only, when you say types of raycasting, I mean there's kind of two techniques of raycasting, if you like. There's the old technique that's now deprecated, and when something's deprecated, it does still work. It just means it's not recommended for new work. So it's backwards compatible, so the other stuff won't actually break. So it allows you to still use it, but you're not really recommended to. And there's just the new way of doing it. I mean, look, if I go down here, the new method allows you to create, was it raycast params.new, and you do it like this, and you put your parameters inside here. Whereas the old method, what was the old method? It's just like workspace. Oh no, you had to create ray.new, didn't you? Ray.new and create array. whereas you don't need to do that anymore. You just say workspace raycast. You give an origin, a direction, and then a... What's the final thing you need to give? Hang on. Workspace, raycast. Oh, yeah. And then obviously you give in your raycast parameters. Hopefully that clears up your question. Hello, Imo Depth 4. So what you building? We've not really got any like major plan. We're just kind of building whatever here. So someone suggested we make a platform that fades as you touch it. So what we've decided to do is use this thing called Zone Group or Zone Plus. So we'll pop this in replicated storage. That's always a good place to put your modules. This is just an open source module that's available for us to use. And we've required it. Cool. Zone Group. What's this thing? I just taken it from the... Oh, okay. So... Right. The zone group would be... I think if we create like two parts here. And then we can group them together. As fading platforms. And then that will be the name of our group. Let's move the script just into workspace for now. So that will be fading platforms, the name of the group. Create the zone. And then we need to check what the documentation says for detecting when things enter the zone. So let's look at some examples, shall we? I'm going to look on his page. He's got some good examples. The Ungo saying replicated storage is not a good place for modules if they're not used by the client. Very good point. Yeah, very good point. We could put them in server storage. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. We're just playing about. But you are correct that generally you don't really want to have things in your replicated storage if it's just for the server. Okay, so I've got a little code snippet now. So this gives us two new events, zone.part entered and zone.part exited. So this is kind of like the touched event, but with superpowers, essentially. Because if you ever try to use touched and... Well, touched is fine, but the touched ended properly is really pretty unpredictable. Especially if you're trying to detect it accurately, because what happens is you'll have more touches than you will have touch ended, which is always a bit of an issue. Actually, we can just have player entered and player exited instead. I think there are the methods that come with it as well. What was that? What happened to Freggy? Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. So what happened with Freggy? I mean, that was IULITM's project. I worked on a lot of the scripting for that. And then IULITM decided to shut it down in the end because we had a few problems with it, and I think he was pretty busy. He was a family man. He had a lot going on. So I think he didn't really want all the stress of actually making a game and all at the same time. I think he was building a house as well. He was a busy man. And he made all those videos. He made like 2-3 videos a day. So he's pretty crazy. Right, so let's say player entered, then being touched equals true. So I don't need all this code to check if it's the player now, because we can just use these events. Yeah, we don't need an example of what spamming looks like. Freggy wasn't a very great game idea, to be honest. You might be right. I mean, it wasn't my idea. Though, obviously, there's a lot of enthusiasm for the idea of a Five Nights at Freddy's type game. So I don't think it was unreasonable. A lot of people were really into it, that's for sure. Okay, so we set that to true, and if that exited, then we'll set that to false. Although maybe we should have if we've got multiple players, and this is going to be an issue. But for now, let's just assume that it's single player, shall we? And let's have a function fade, something like that. And then we can say while being touched, do wait 1 health equals health minus 1. We can get rid of all this junk, I think, now. Get rid of that. And if health is less than 0, then we want to destroy the... Oh, hang on. We need to add in a... because the platform isn't script.parent anymore, is it? We've got the script in the workspace. So how about for each of our platforms, we add in a attribute? That's something we could do, isn't it? We could have a custom attribute of health as a, I don't know, a number value will do. Add it for both of them. Health, number, cool. And so then we can say, I'm a little bit rusty with attributes. I haven't used them that much. So what is it? It would need to say part, hang on, what is it? Script. Is it set? No, it's get attribute. And then you give it just its name, don't you? So health. And to the fade function, we're going to feed in a platform. So then we can just say platform get attribute health. Or, yeah, so then we could say platform set attribute. How does set attribute work? You give it its name and then the value you want. I think that's right, isn't it? So then I would say health minus 1. So whatever its current value is minus 1. I think that should work. And then if it's less than or equal to 0, we want to destroy it. And let me just check the player entered function. Does that tell us which part that they've actually touched? Because that's something that we could do with knowing, really, isn't it? How do we find out what part that they've actually touched? That's a bit of an issue. Hello, not Axidemi. I have noticed you. How are you doing, mate? $69 likes. Is that what we're at? Amazing. 110 viewers. Yeah, it's a popular one. Oh, down to 100 now. Oh, the page just refreshed. How sad. Very sad indeed. Man, this man is a man that is really a man underrated. So we can't find out the area that's being touched, I don't think. We're being sabotaged. I thought that that was given as a parameter. Hello, Cactus Rules. You almost script like I do. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'm glad you're a fellow scripter, my friend. So that's an issue. That is an issue. Let me just reread some of the documentation for this zone thing. Player entered, nexted. Sorry, let me share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. How many times will Gnome say, Many, many times. Many, many times indeed. I've got to fill the silence. Maybe one day if I have a face cam, then I won't feel the need to fill the silence as much. But otherwise, I'm just leaving it on dead mic, aren't I? No one wants that. Yeah, so we're using this. Player entered, exited. What does this tell us? Zone, get parts, get random point. Events, player entered. Player exited. Thomas Espinel says, "Hi Nemcode, I've been with you, seen the first video of Teddy. Please say hi to me." Hello there, mate. So maybe this was a mistake to use this module. I thought this was ideal, but maybe it isn't. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just kind of play with it anyway. So we'll just fade all of the platforms or something, I think. Or we'll just fade one of them. So this isn't going to be very pretty. But this is what we're going to do. We're just going to fade this one. Platform 1. What's it called again? Workspace dot fading platforms dot platform 1. So does this do anything? Let's see. I don't like keeping on the coding screen for too long. There we go. It disappears. That's cool. This one won't do anything though because I haven't actually set it to do anything. I need to think about that. It's probably a better way to do it. Is that working now? Platform 1. What's its health is 0? Why isn't it destroyed? Oh, there it is. It's probably because it has to wait 1 second each time. Is it that that's causing the problem? And we should probably like set its platform.transparency equals health. Let's try this. Nothing? Well, the health is -2 now. Amazing. -4. Wow. I'm bored of this. Let's feed some... I'm bored of this. I'm going to move on. What's some more ideas? It's not failure. That's... I'm just bored. That's my excuse. Text bubble GUIs. Turn-based attack RPG thing. Like Pokemon. Oh, that'd be like the Name Jam event we did. Sorry, not the Name Jam event that we did. I mean the Name Jam game that someone submitted that I featured in the video. I can't remember the name of it right now. What did he call it? What are some tips for building that I recommend? Well, a really basic level one. I was thinking about making just a video on this in general, but really basic entry-level stuff is just using the hotkeys more. Because a lot of people, they just get used to like dragging around and stuff and clicking up here. But remember, you don't need to like right-click and copy and paste and do all that kind of stuff. You know, you want to make a copy, Control-D, duplicate it, really easy. If you want to rotate quickly, like Rich was talking about earlier, you know, the R key or the T key. And you can actually use the move and the scale tools by using the Control and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I can cycle through all of these without even moving my mouse. So just getting used to using all the hotkeys can speed you up a bit. Another mistake that a lot of people probably make is if they have, I don't know, let's say you're building some kind of house, right? And you just kind of do it freehand, okay? And you're like, oh yeah, this is something, look, this is a doorway. This works. And you're doing it like this, and it all looks alright. It doesn't look amazing. But, you know, this is just like your basic building, okay? We'll just go with it. And let's make sure that's anchored. And we'll set it to brick. I am going somewhere with this, don't worry. And then you join in and play. And actually the scale on this one is alright. But the point I was going to make is if you're just making a random scale, what you can end up with is something that really doesn't actually fit the scale of your character. So it just so happened I got the scale now actually pretty good. But obviously, like that doorway now, that's just way too high for the character. So it's a good idea to have a little character model while you're building things to make sure things line up pretty well. And another thing is, in terms of accuracy, like if you look at pictures of actual rooms, or just look at the room you're in right now, the ceiling generally is like, what, 2 meters high? Not much more than that. So it's only a little bit higher than a person. So if you had a person, you're trying to be really accurate, right? If you're trying to scale it to real life, you would actually have the ceiling like right down kind of here. You know, compared to a real life person, the ceiling's normally only just a little bit above their head. Right, at least in Britain. I think maybe in America you have slightly higher ceilings. But obviously for gameplay wise, like that's way too low a ceiling. You know, remember you, oh, we didn't anchor it, but let me anchor that, hang on. Okay, it's anchored now. Ceiling collapsing in. Yeah, for gameplay, this is kind of okay. And if you're in first person, then it's absolutely fine. If you're in third person, it gets pretty tight. So you have got that constant battle of always having... Sorry, I lost my train of thought then. Oh yeah, of having gameplay versus actual realism. It's always tricky. And remember, obviously the character isn't really the proportions of a real-life person either. Because they're a bit more blocky. And it's not really... You know, he's almost about as wide as he is tall. And most people don't really look like that. But, yeah, so you kind of got to make it for Roblox proportions and game proportions as much as you would real-life ones. So it can be tricky if you're actually trying to model off a real-life image. So yeah, like you want it high, at least like 10 or 15 studs or someone's, as Gracie A says, yeah. So up there, it gives you plenty of room when your camera's positioned kind of up here, right? I mean, another thing people do with making buildings is they'll just make it way too big. You know, they're just like, oh yeah, we'll just do a massive building, right? Let's say you have something like this. But if the only thing you actually have in it, if it's just a shop, right? So you just have some kind of counter. And yeah, I know this is ugly as anything and terrible. If it's just a shop and you don't actually have anything in this space, don't make a really big space for it. You really don't want just meaningless space. I talked about this a little bit yesterday on that video, Gnome Game Dev Mistakes. That was actually quite popular, wasn't it? Quite a few people watched that one. Gnome, I will donate 100 Canadian dollars. Oh, you Canadian, Hackclicks? I didn't even know that. If you place all of those bricks individually. Wow. What, with a resized house? That's going to take a long time. How big even is a brick on the textures? I've not really looked at the new textures that much. I probably should. I don't even use the default... Sorry, not the default, the beta version of Roblox. I just use the default one. But I'm going to need to, because when does it come in? It comes in pretty soon, doesn't it? So how big is a brick? A brick is 1.1 by 0.3 by 0.3. That's kind of a weird size, isn't it? That's how big a brick is, according to Roblox. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. GBI Live saying, I want to see how to make a play game button GUI thing for my new game. Well, it depends what you mean by play game. I mean, it can be really easy. If you just had like an image label or something. Right? Size 1010. Let's add in an image. Is there any gnome images? Ooh, gnome in the wood. Let's have this one. Wow, amazing. Oh, I like this. This is cursed. That's so cursed. Oh no. Gnome child. Okay, so if you've got this as your... if this is your GUI. Right, you have a menu like this. Beautiful. And then have a button. Text button. Let's place it in the middle. Let's just get this nicely positioned. There we go. And then the text will be play. And we'll scale it up. Right, beautiful button to play the gnome game. And all you need to do is, obviously when you play now, you join in, oh, you can't do anything, right? The button, you can kind of click it, but nothing's going to happen. And we should probably disable the inset. There's no escape, so they can't see the sky at the top. That's what the inset does. All you do, local GUI equals script.parent. And then you'd have another variable for your button, local play button equals GUI dot, let's just name it. It's called text button in a minute. We'll name it play button. Right, GUI dot play button. And then say play button dot activated. So that's an event. Connect it into a function. And then just say GUI dot enabled equals false. So now if we play, yeah, we got the cursed name looking at us. Click play, it's going to disappear, and we can go back into the game then. If you wanted to do something with a camera, I can maybe show you that. Although I feel like I've kind of covered that before on some of my Teddy videos. Let's see what other people are saying. How do you make a moving platform that the player moves with? So for that, you'd need to use... Let's just put this away. No menu. Right, throw that in server storage. So obviously, if you're just moving the position, then if you have it part anchored and you just move the position, like this, then yeah, the player's just going to fall off, aren't they? So for that, you need to use like a body mover. So if we use body position, and it has default values, let's see how much force that provides. So if we run the game, is that anchored? Whoa, there we go. Okay, so it's going to maintain sort of equilibrium at this point, because it's trying to maintain the position of 0, 50, 0. But I think if we add in a script, okay, and I don't use the body movers a lot, but let's try using this, okay? So local, and instead of just having it here, let's just create the whole thing in the script. So equals instance.new body position, and then we can say body position dot position, and we'll set that to whatever the part's current position is, right? So script.parent dot position, and then we're going to want to move it forwards or backwards, right? So let's just make it a little bit bigger to start off with. So if we're moving forwards, that would be on the Z axis, or we can move it this way on the X axis. I'm looking over here on the position thing. So let's move it along the Z, shall we? Why not? Let's delete this stuff. Just give it a name. If you have too many scripts just called scripts, it gets a little bit confusing. So moving platform script, so we kind of know what it is. And then we could just say while true do for I equals 1 10 do body position dot position. Oh, we need to add in a, sorry, let's make sure we're adding the parent to the workspace. Sorry, not the workspace, to the current part. Dot position dot its X position. So that would equal vector3 dot new, and then we already want its current position. So the X is going to equal its current X value plus 1. Okay. And then the other ones, the Y value, exactly the same as it already is. And the Z value, exactly the same as it already is. So if that looks a little bit confusing, what you can do, put it on 3 different lines, and then it kind of evens it out, right? We'll add in a short, I don't know, 0.2 seconds between each one. We'll try something like that. And then I'm going to try moving it back again. So we'll just do -1. Let's see how this works. Let's just try running it first. Oh, the part's anchored. There we go. So it's moving. And then back again. We'll set this to 100. So it's got a bit more movement in it. And then we'll join with play. And hopefully this will move with our character now. Where's that part? We've set it to anchored again. That's the problem when you edit parts, when you're still within the edit. Let's see, hop on this thing. And, oh, we need to add in a gyro. That's what we need to do. Otherwise it's going to spin all over the place. Maybe making it mastless could help as well. That's in a body gyro. And see if it's a bit more stable. Someone says, why don't you just change the C frame though? Well, if you do that, then you won't be able to, it won't actually be interacting with physics. You'll just be kind of setting it manually. So does this work? No, it doesn't, does it? Why doesn't this work? Maybe we need to use like body force or something. Like I say, I really don't use these body moves a lot. So it moves back and forth. Maybe we need to use body force or something. Let's do some research time. So always go to the Roblox wiki, Roblox body movers. We'll see what we find. There we go. You should be able to see my screen now. Nice one. Yeah, not got time to read all this. Body velocity. Now we were using body position. Now I think because body position ignores gravity, that's potentially the problem here. So yeah, we don't want rocket propulsion. Thrust. Body force. Or body velocity. We maybe want to use body velocity, possibly. Shall we try using this? Although, I don't know, this despite gravity thing again, this could be a problem. Because obviously this ignores gravity as well. And there are those new constraints as well. What are they called? Force constraint or something? Understanding assemblies. What's this? Oh, it's just telling us about the yeah. Got it. Right then, let's head back in the studio. And instead of using body position, let's try using body force. So if we're using an upwards force of 1, then it's going to fall to the ground. So it's going to need to be equal to gravity, isn't it? To counteract it. How much do you need to counteract gravity? There will be an exact number we'll need, won't we? Whoa, did it? Wow, that disappeared quick. Okay, too much. No. It's one extreme to the other, isn't it? I mean, I am going up in multiples of 10, to be fair. What does 4,000 look like? I guess it still goes up pretty high. There will be a number, won't there? What is the value of gravity? Oh, I haven't set the mass either, so that might be an issue. There is a calculation for this, isn't there? You see, I'm not all with my physics. So I need to know the force of gravity upon it based on its mass. Someone help me, please. Is it just gravity times mass? Is that it? Cool. Script. Or equals workspace dot. Is it body mass? What's the property? Dot mass times the gravity, or gravity times the mass. What it's worth. It's dot gravity times. Because yeah, I forget you can change it, can't you? 196.2. It's cool that they added that. It didn't used to be a thing. So we don't want body position anymore. We want body force to be adding in. Force 0. Let's comment all this out. Let's go with that. Okay, does that work? Perfect. Nice one. So all we need to do next is then apply a force in the direction we want, don't we? So we can bring in our loop back. And we can say the body force equals 5, something like that. Wait, 5, and then try -5. Let's see. Is that going to work for us? Oh, that is very slow. Let's try. Is 50 going to be a bit too much? Probably. We'll try. Let's try 25. And I'm going to join in with my character now. Oh, oh, of course. We've got the weight of our character pushing it down. Success! Moving platform success, guys! Yes! I mean, it moves. Can't deny it moves. I don't really get why it flew up in the air, though. Why does it do that? Does the force build up or something while we're underneath it? The Y force is 2,197. Is that what it is normally? Or does like the force increase in a weird way? No, it doesn't. So how do we... So do we not want to use body force then? Because how do we counteract the force of the player, the weight of the player, or the mass of the player? Should we be using body velocity? Is body velocity the one we want? Someone says just use body gyro and body position. Yeah, we tried that a few minutes ago. But what happens with that is it doesn't apply any force to your character, which I thought it would do. I'm not really sure why that didn't work. What's Michael saying? When you set the force to gravity times its mass, it turns kind of like a point in the void with no gravity. That's why it went to space. When you set the force to gravity times its mass, it turns kind of like a part in the void with no gravity. Sorry, I'm struggling on that one. Why does it build up though? Surely when you step on it, yeah, you're going to push it down. I would have thought when you step off, it's going to apply the same amount of force and go back to the same position. Why does it go... You say it goes into a void? I don't follow that one. Like I say, my physics suck anyway. So we've used body force. We're going to try body velocity, weren't we? What's body velocity like? So that has a velocity, a max force value, and a power. Interesting. So if we just disable this, what does the default velocity do? Makes it gently rise. Because it's 4,000 on the vertical. So if we set the body velocity dot force dot max force, so if we do the same thing on body velocity, what actually happens? It still goes up. Because this power property as well, isn't there? I don't really understand what the P does. Oh, hang on, that's not even changed. That hasn't been set. Oh, it's disabled, that's why. There we go, so it would stay still. Does body velocity... How does body velocity behave? That's slightly different, though. So body velocity behaves differently to the body force. Someone's going on about using body position. Well, I'll show you what we had before, right? We had... Well, we've lost that the original script now. I won't be able to get all that back, will I? I won't be able to control Z my way back there. But if you've got body position and you set it to go in the position it wants, it will do. But when you move on it, you have to move with it. The physics doesn't go along with it. Hello, Oscar Fishy. How are you doing? Why does the gyro C-frame pointing forwards? Why is that going to affect your own character's physics? Yeah, I know. I don't know why the vector doesn't transfer to the character. So that's why I'm playing about with these other body movers. Because like I say, I'm not that familiar with using all the different body movers. There's like 4 different ones you can use. So just off the fly, I was just playing about with them, seeing if any of them acted differently. Because the Roblox physics engine is a little bit unpredictable. So, I don't know, let's just have a look. How do like people typically do this? Because I know it's like a really simple thing, right? Moving platform. Does this thing work? Well, I guess I don't need to delete that, but what do they do? They're using body gyro and body position. Does this thing work then? Yeah, so it works fine. But then does it actually move, your character move with it? Unless it's some kind of replication problem. Wait, what? This is the same... So why does the velocity work now? Huh? This is basically the same as my setup. Why is this different? What? This is exactly the same as what I was doing before. What? I am so confused, guys. This is exactly what I was doing earlier. I was doing exactly this. Pretty much. Because I didn't change the gyro C-frame. I mean, yeah, I know the part was spinning about. I know because I never properly set the... You think it was because of the gyro? They've got some really high torque values. Maybe it was. You might be right, dude. I don't know. I mean, I can't remember my exact setup before because it was a couple of minutes ago now. Anyhow, bored of that experimentation. Make a pig, please, says Piggy900. Make a pig. Alright. We'll make a pig for you. We're adding a... I don't know what a pig looks like. Something like this. Pink. This is a very cursed pig. And then he's going to use some little legs, isn't he? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Little stick legs. Like everyone's favourite pig. Maybe we'll put them at an angle. Like he's just barely standing upright. And then we're going to have to give him a tail after this. That's the most important part of any pig. Not to mention his... No, probably shouldn't give him a Roblox head. That looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Shall we just give him a spherical head? Is that more pig-like? Maybe. And then a nose. There you go. And a little tail on the end. And we can get a perfect curve on this for you. Which one do we want? Let's spool this thing around. I think it's the wrong way around. There we go. Go down a little bit and then come back up. There you go. We've got a nice curly tail for you. Beautiful pig. It's perfect. This is perfection you're witnessing right now. Move that in a bit. We can give him some eyes even if you want. Or maybe not like that. Maybe we'll give him... Then we'll give him circular eyes. I'm not sure what pig eyes looks like. We can make him look kind of cute like this at least. That's kind of cute. Kind of cute pig. Bacon Code, you need to stop spamming because if you keep spamming I can't even see your request, can I? He's a little bit too long though, isn't he? Let's bring him in a bit. Is that better? Have we perfected our pig now? Beautiful. Shall we animate this guy? What do you think? Shall we animate him? Oh no, someone's saying, can you pull bacon from him? I'm not sure that's how pig farming works. You just go up to a pig and pull a bit of bacon off them. Where's pig ear? Sure, let's give him some ears then. What colour did we use before? Is that the pig colour? Oops, sorry. 0.2, there we go. I don't want him to look like he's wearing fake cat ears. That's not the goal. Is that good? Doesn't really look much like a pig, to be honest, does it? But there you go, he's got ears now. He does look cuter. I think the legs are maybe a bit long. Kind of looks like a pet though, like a dog or something. Is that better? He's got shorter legs. Looks a bit more like a pig. It looks like Pink Panther. What? Pink Panther's a film. I don't know what you're referencing. How about a tutorial on how to make something follow you? How to make Sonic the Hedgehog play AI tutorial that when it sees you, it plays an animation. When it attacks you, it plays an animation too and deals damage. Make Sonic the Hedgehog after the pig. What do you even mean? What about your chat is war? Yeah, it is. There's definitely warring going on in the chat. I try my best to read it. How about a tutorial on making him do a backflip? I'm not ignoring anyone. There's just so much in the chat. Hot potato, but bomb version. What? So like you pass around an object that's a bomb. I assume is what you mean. I guess you could do that. Could be done. Make the pig rideable. No, I like that idea. I do like that idea indeed. Let's add in a seat then. Seat or vehicle seat? No, I don't... There's not really much point to vehicle seats, I feel like, anymore. I mean, sure, it comes with these attributes, but these days you obviously can have the custom attributes, and you can just kind of do all this in the script. So is there really any point to using a vehicle seat? You can just do it all in a normal seat. And it gives you the default GUI, I guess. Oh no, piggy! I think I'll just use a normal seat. We need to rig this guy, don't we? That's what we need to do. First of all, pig, humanoid. We need to give him a head. Which is the head? Head. And let's just duplicate that. Dupe. That can be his humanoid root part. Cool. That'll do, I guess. Maybe I'll make it a bit. And then we're gonna have to name all these parts, which is kind of annoying. But let's do it. Left eye. Someone says make him fly. Yeah, maybe we should have a rideable flying pig. I like the idea of that. That's pretty good. Think of what Roblox would be like if transparency wasn't a thing. That would be pretty sad. I mean, that's a bit like saying what Roblox would be like if gravity wasn't a thing. I mean, that'd be quite a major thing not to have. And I can definitely imagine people would go the extra mile to try and script it themselves. So this is the front left leg. This is, of course, the snout. This part is the left ear. This part is the back left leg or rear left leg. Are you enjoying this quality content, people? Nowhere else do you get to see someone meticulously label the different components of a pig. Torso, right ear. What else do I have to do? Left ear. Front right leg. And finally, we have our rear right leg. There we go. So everything's named. And he's looking pretty chubby, isn't he? Suitably pig-like. I might bring his eyes back just a little bit, because they're kind of popping out of his skull right there. 0.1. Let's see. There we go. Is that better? Or was that a bit weird? Maybe for the back, they need to be brought in a bit. Is that better or worse? I think we can live with that. He doesn't look quite as cute now, though. It kind of elongates his snout. Looks like he has a massive snout now. We'll go with that. Okay, so let's rig this guy. Let's get him rigged. So torso, joint, torso, joint, so front left leg and front right leg and rear right leg. And we've done that twice. There we go. And then one with the head. Great. The joint with the head. Have we done that? There we go. And the tail. Do we want to animate the tail? I think we do, don't we? So we're going to just have like the base. And then I think the rest of it we might just weld to it. So can we do it like that? We can. Okay. Probably not ideal, but I think that'll work. What happens if we do it this way? Create weld. There we go. So we've got it all to the base. And then we'll create a join from the base to the tail. And then from the head. Do we want to animate those ears? I'm not sure if I'll do that. But I will create a join anyway. Left ear and right ear and the snout. We're not going to be doing anything with. Or the eyes, I don't think. So head, snout, weld, head. Where are my eyes? Left eye, weld, head, right eye, weld. So is that all of it? Is that all of it rigged? I believe so. Have we got any errors? Doesn't look like it. Piggy walk. Oh, and that's telling us it is not right because we've got him on the wrong orientation. So it looks like the humanoid root part. Yeah, so the front decal's facing left. It's all messed up. Need to turn this thing around. And then we're going to need to do the join again. Humanoid root part to torso. Okay. Why are we getting that under there? That's a bit weird. The humanoid root part's facing the right way now, isn't it? It's facing front. It's facing the front. Why is our animation all wonky? Our animation is wonky, guys. That's a bit weird. Is it the head? Oh, it'd be the head, will it be? That's probably what the problem is. Oh no, that's facing the right way. The head is fine. Let's just do a really quick animation. We'll see what happens. Let's just make him nod his head or something. Alright, little head nod. Oh yeah. Rocking to the music. Boom 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 boom. What's Blast saying? Rotate the humanoid root part with the blue bubble. Well, I don't think we need to rotate it though, because look, I've got our decal added in. The front of it is facing forwards. So that's the way it should be facing, isn't it? You don't want it facing any other way. When it's facing forwards. So I'm not really sure what you mean there. Let's see if we can animate it now. So we'll add in a... We'll just do it on the client side, I think. We'll add in a local script. We didn't export the animation, to be fair, though. That might help. That might help if we export it. You can't see that, can you? Now you can see it. We'll call it Piggy Rock. Because he's rocking his head. Get the ID. Animation object, put the ID in. Why are you making a pig? Because someone suggested it, that's why. Ah, that's where we're going wrong. We haven't got the primary part, have we? I bet that'll fix it. Humanoid root part. Yeah, I bet you're spot on there. No, it's still doing that. I don't know. I think it might work though when we animate it. It might just be like a weird visual thing. What's the top? Ah. Top's that way. There we go. There we go. Let's just... There we go. Now it's right. Now it's correct. We're going to have to re-rig it again. Human root port to torso. There we go. We got there in the end. Sorry, Oscar. Just didn't quite understand what you're meaning, that's all. Anyway, we are there now. We're in business. So. Got animation there. Local pig rock track equals script.animation. And then local pig workspace.pig. Local piganoid pig.humanoid. You see, pigs don't have a humanoid. It's a piganoid. So the piganoid, that's probably a really bad idea. You want to have consistent naming. If I was doing this for an actual project, I would just call it humanoid. But hey, we're going to call it piganoid because we can. And it doesn't have an animator, does it? Oh, it does have an animator. Cool. So equals piganoid dot animator. And then we can say pig anim or rock anim equals animator load animation. The rock track. Have I spelled that right? Yeah, I have. A pig annoyed is a pig annoyed. Yeah, it's an angry pig that's got pretty peed off with everyone. Rock anim play. I think we've set it to loop. So how we put that scripts in start player scripts? I think that should all work then, in theory. Let's see. He's rocking. We've got our rocking pig. And that is, I don't know what that part's from. Is that... We've got a runaway part, guys. We've got a runaway part. Off it's going. Is that part of its tail? No. Where's that part come from? It seems to be intact. He's a very happy pig, though. Look at him rocking. Boom, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-boom. Awesome little piggy. I'm falling in love with this guy. Have we got like a double or something? No. Thigh, right eye. Front leg, left ear. Oh yeah, we have got two left ears. Which is the right left ear? Right, we don't want that one. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. And we'll just set a quick hip height for him so he won't slide around. 1 should be about where we want it. He's going to be off the floor a little bit with 1. So maybe we try like a 0.8 or something like that. 0.8? Yeah, that's about where we want him, isn't it? I guess he's still a little bit floating, but that's kind of the angle that his legs are at. And he's not going to go any low anyway, unless we... I suppose if we make all his limbs uncollidable, then we can kind of position him where we want. That's probably a good spot, is it? 0.7? Yeah, 0.7 is pretty good. So let's save those changes. Making the limbs uncollidable. And 0.7 was hip height. There we go. So we were going to add in a seat, weren't we? A seat for our piggy. So we'll add in a seat. And then I don't know if we want to make this kind of look like a saddle or if we're just going to like chuck it on the top and make it invisible. I might just make it invisible for now. But I'll just see what it looks like if we have it set like that. And then if we put some parts on the side, I don't know if that's going to look like a saddle at all, or it's just going to look really bad. I guess I'll set the seat to like a brownish color. Right, and we kind of have like a part like this or something. And then I'm going to use the good old Archimedes. To do that. There we go. Does that look like a saddle or does that look really bad? I think that just kind of looks really bad, to be honest. I guess it's better than nothing. Maybe I can adjust it a little bit. I don't know. We'll just keep this. This is fine. Perfect. We need to give these parts names as well if we're going to rig this. Saddle left, saddle right. Someone says add straps. That's a good point. Suppose I have straps going all the way around, then it will probably look a lot more realistic, won't it? Let's have some black straps then. Was that going to work? Oh, we're going to need more rotation than that. I guess something like that's going to work. Doesn't look too bad. And then have them going all the way around. Let's try it. Let me rotate that. And then I'll probably just have them straight or something. It's not ideal, but it kind of works. Kind of works. That's good enough. Good enough if it kind of works. Bring it out or something. And then do the same thing on the other side. Around it goes. And over. Yeah, you're correct. I'm not using my own advice. You've got me there. I don't use it all the time. I should do. But you've caught me out there, to be fair. This is a weird size. Why can't we get in on... Generally, yeah, that's another building tip. I always like to use it to keep it to like regimented sizes. So I never build with it off and move turned completely off, because then I find it really difficult to line things up. So where possible, I like to keep things just to like 0.1, something like that. Blah H. Lol. It's taking so long to make a pig. You're correct. But then you're watching Namecode live. What would you expect? Everything's going to take a long time. Can I select these parts? I'm trying. There we go. Right. And now we'll render them. Yeah, great. Cool. Right, let's get these into position. Like down like there. And then I'm going to bring this bit down. It's not really going to line up perfectly, but it'll do. Precise detail. I should probably have locked the rest of the model, to be honest. Then I wouldn't be fighting all the different collision boxes. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Is this really kind of stupid? But I'm kind of enjoying the struggle Eternal struggle. That is how glory is forged. Glory through struggle. And the last one. There we go. That looks okay. It doesn't look good, but it looks okay. So, there we go. We've got our pig with his saddle. Now we need to get all them parts. I think we'll just make it a union. That'll do. Straps. And then we can rig this thing. Now, I'm wondering the vehicle seat we created. I have no idea what will happen if we rig that to the model. I guess we can do it, but it's never something I've tried to do before. So let's find out if you can rig a seat to a character. I don't see why not, but this is humanoids we're talking about, so you never know what kind of behavior you'll get. Yeah, I see your message, Piggy9000. Did you ever think you'd be doing this? Well, not really, but that's part of the fun of just doing these random live streams. It could go in any direction. Who knows what we're going to do? So let's weld this to the torso. And where am I? Oh yeah, saddle left. Torso, weld. Saddle right, torso, weld. And the seat. We'll attempt to weld that as well. Now let's see what happens if we join in. He's rocking away, and we can sit on him. Oh yeah, we're going to need to adjust the seat size. I didn't really think about that. I might just leave that for now, though. And then we'll see if we can move him or something. So let's see if we can do that. Let's add in... hello, the Kings of Cringe. Where and how did you learn to script? Well, it's not exactly like there's a set point. I think some people have this idea of you do X and then suddenly, yes, you're Y, you know? So I've been on Roblox since 2011, and I've been playing about with scripting kind of early on, but I didn't really have much clue what I was doing. Then later on, I learned about a few more programming languages. I went to college, so we did like C# and some web stuff there. And then I came back to Roblox a bit after then. And so I had a lot more of an idea of actually what was going on in terms of coding. A lot of people think that all the different languages are really different, but they're really not. Once you've learned concepts like an if statement, yeah? If you know how to do an if statement in Lua, you've got the concept then. You might have to write it a slightly different way in a different language like C# or Java or anything, but it's the same concept, and all the same stuff carry over. In fact, I quite like Lua because it's really simple. You know, you've just got tables, and tables just sort of do everything with it in Lua. Whereas other languages, you have lots of different data types, which I guess is pluses and minuses. And the other cool thing about Lua is you can just have all your variables like this. Whereas in a lot of other languages, it's kind of a pain. You have to say like, oh, int 32. So, I don't know, C# would be something like, what, private int 32. My number equals 10. You have to like explicitly say what kind of data you're storing. And so if it's a string, you would say string, and so on, right? Whereas with Lua, the program just figures it out. It just figures out what data you're storing. So that does make it a lot easier. What tutorial am I going to do next? There's a few things on the card, but I am hoping to start a new series on making a tower defense game. So that's probably going to be sort of the next series. Have you ever done Unity coding? Not in any detail. I have played about with Unity a little bit, but I'm really no expert. I really don't know my way around it that much. When I was talking about C# earlier, I've just done it just command line stuff. Nothing too in depth really. Right, I know Unknown Studio has been asking all day about this. A tool with user input service or a tool system with the tool GUI changed? Or can you make a tool that when you hold it, you can't unequip it? Okay, let's just have a go at this because I know you keep asking, so sure. Right, we'll make a really basic tool. Okay, that's our tool. We'll name it handle. And we'll add in a tool. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but we're going to play about with it, see if we can figure out what you're on about. Add in a tool, put it in the starter pack, and then we will put in a local script, and then you detect a tool being clicked by tool.activated, connect function, print clicked, and then you've also got tool.equipped, and you can connect that to a function, and you've got, what is it, tool.unequipped, is that what it's called? It is. Right, so if there's a local script inside the tool, that should all work. Let me enable the output so you can see it. So there you go, we got equipped, unequipped, equipped again. If I press 1, so it disappears, unequipped, equipped. If I click, it will say clicked. Right, so it's firing that event. And what were you asking? You were asking about something about GUI. A tool GUI changed. A tool that when you hold it, you can't unequip it. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, there would be a way to do that. I mean, one such way is just like how I did for Teddy with the keys, where they're not actually tools. They're just permanently, they're just welded to a hand, rather than using the default tool system. Because with the tool system, you're expected to be able to equip it and unequip it. So welding, just creating a weld, would probably be the best way to do it. But there might be another way to do that. Let me just think. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. If I'm always wondering just how to do something random off the cuff, I mean, just doing a search for it's never a bad idea. So, yeah, let's just do a search. Why not? Right, so we can just search Roblox. Tool. You can't unequip. Right? What's wrong with the search? Nothing. Prevent player from unequipping tool. Right? We've found a dev forum post. Alright, so that's one way of doing it. They're just trying to keep equipping it whenever the unequipped event is firing. And Ninja Online has replied. What did they put? Oh no, that's Ninja Online's post. Using weight, that's a bit hacky. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Oh, hello Marshmallow. Thanks very much. Much appreciate it. Yeah, this is Brave browser. It's the way to go, I think. Yeah, so this guy here, he's talking about what I was talking about, really, having just your own tool system. That's one way of doing it. Just welding it to the hand. Colbert, I know that name. Who's Colbert? Did Colbert make something? Where do I know that name from? How do I get their Roblox profile? We've got a featured topic. There's been a Q&A tester. I don't know who Colbert is, but I know the name anyway. What were we doing? We were reading about this, weren't we? Yeah, so maybe the weld is the only way to go. Or using run service, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Let's try doing this. Although he's saying it didn't work. So he's saying it doesn't work. Oh, they think weight's better. That's interesting. I wouldn't really do it that way, to be honest. But, alright, let's just try doing it like that then. We'll try. See what happens. So when it's unequipped, you wait, and then, oh yeah, we need to find the humanoid. So local character equals script tool.parent. Well, it will be when it's equipped anyway. And local humanoid will then be character.humanoid. Easy. Let's see. That doesn't work. Oh, it's because it's the backpack. So how do we do that? Oh, we suppose we should just get the local player would be a better idea. Local player equals, not Palia, player. Game.players.local player. Character will equal player.character. And I think by the time the script is running, they should always have a character. But we'll just say, player.character added weight, just in case it hasn't. But I don't think this should really apply. How does Brave feel? Like, is it really a no compromise change? Compared to what? Chrome? I mean, most modern web browsers are kind of the same anyway. I used Firefox before. I like Brave because it's got lots of good privacy features, really. And you can customize it pretty well. I wouldn't trust Google, to be honest. Although Brave is a Chromium browser. Most of them are based on Chromium these days. Let's get rid of that. Local humanoid equals character. Nope. Character, wait for child. I can't spell today. Humanoid. Okay, let's try that. So it kind of works. I mean, it is... it's not ideal, but if you want to use the default tool system, this is probably the best you can get. You can see when I unequip it, like the character re-equips it, and it's a bit ugly. So if I was going to do this for an actual game, I would be making a custom tool system, I think. So I could actually weld it to the hand and not give them even the option. But this is a pretty quick and easy solution. And obviously it doesn't really take anything. Obviously if you delete that, then it's only, it's less than 10 lines, so that's pretty easy stuff. Hopefully that helps you. I can't remember who asked. But hopefully that's the kind of thing you were going for. Can you make something like Orb Battles next? Pokemon game. We could do. I know I did see your suggestion earlier. It's just I'm well aware something like that is probably going to take us quite a long time. So I don't know if we really want to get into that. Because it'd be quite big. Be a whole project in its own right. Oh, you asked if you could change the default tool GUI? No, there's no way to do that. You just have to make your own completely from scratch. A bit what I was talking about earlier. You have to make your own custom system. Have I tried Lure Love? No, I haven't. Though I have seen that game engine. It looks pretty cool, honestly. I think it's a good way in. Nice to see different uses of Lure. Though if you are going to try Lure in a non-Roblox setting, you might be surprised because a lot of the stuff that we just get used to from Roblox, that's just Lure U. So it's not actually, Lure's a little bit different. Just a little bit different. No, I haven't abandoned Teddy, One Up Wolf. I haven't abandoned it. I am working on Chapter 4. Slow progress, though. I'd have thought 2 weeks, and it'll be out. That's kind of the time frame I have in my head. For that'll be July, won't it? Hints. Well, it's a zoo chapter. So that's this tool thing. Unequipable tool. We'll get rid of this. We talked about making this pig able to fly. Shall we see if we can do a bit more with that? I think that's what we'll do. I started adding in, this was the animation for it. So what I need to do now is I should probably add in pig.seat. How do we detect the seat being? Is it dot changed? Sat down. Is that how that works? Let's see. Okay, so we sat down now. We have also got the problem that he kind of bends over because we're heavier than him. We're kind of just crushing him, poor little guy. No, Nate Games. I haven't heard of Infectious Smile. Oh wait, is that one of those ones where everyone's just like a white character and they just have a smile on? And then like you step on paper and ink and stuff and then you become that? I never really understood those games. If that's the ones you're meaning, yeah. I never understood what was the appeal of them. You just kind of wander around. There's not really any gameplay. You can just kind of run away from the people like that. It just seems like a worse version of a zombie game to me. Wait a minute, he's making Piggy? Yeah, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should call the game Piggy. That would be quite funny, actually, wouldn't it? The real Piggy, not the fake Piggy. This is the real Piggy, guys. I mean, okay, an infection type script. How about we make... Actually, I don't want to do this seat thing. How about we make Piggy infection? That's what I want to make. So, we're going to create a server script. And we're going to tag this as a pig, first of all. So I use these tagging things if you haven't used these before. To use collection service, it allows you to tag different items so you can kind of recognize what they are. So if I click this, I've got it selected, add new tag, I'll just put pig, right? And so then it gets this box around it when I have the world view enabled. So I can tell it it's a pig now, and I can use this for my scripts. So then I can have a script something like this. You know, get collection service, game, get service, collection service, right? And local pigs equals collection service, and I can use the get tagged function. And with that, I get a table of everything that is called pig, everything that has that tag. And so then I could leap through them. Dex pig in pairs pigs do pig dot touched connect. Actually, let's take another function. Local function infect. Or function part, and we'll just if part, actually no, we'll call the infect function, then we give it 2 arguments. We'll born the pig and then the thing that's hit. So that will be pig part. Okay, everyone following? And then in our infection script, we're going to first off, we'll check if it's a player. Let's do that. So, like we did earlier, local player equals. We're going to be nice and organized. Create a variable for players. Okay. I'm just reading Nate Game Studio. When the developer made Infectious Smile, it was just released as a joke. I guess that makes sense then. It definitely seems like that kind of game, more of a joke game. So then we'll check if it's a player. Then we know that they have a character. And so then we want to say new pig equals, we'll duplicate that, put it there. Script.pig clone new pig dot parent equals workspace, and then I think player dot character equals the new pig. Let's see. Let's try that. Oh yeah, we got an error there. Pig dot humanoid dot touched. So you can use the humanoid and dot touch, and then it'll fire if any part is touched. So that's one way to do it. Oh, we've humanoid root part. We'd set to, there we go. Yeah, the new can touch property, we need that to be true. Wait, it's still getting the warning. Can touch is set to true. Is that just an old message? What do you mean? Whoa! What? Okay, well, we got turned into a pig. I think it's because we have a debounce. It just fired a bunch of times. And the camera's messed up, unsurprisingly. We need to set up the camera. But there we go. We've got a pig that we're controlling. Right. Maybe we should fire a remote event or something to reset their character. Or we could add a local script into the pig. That might work. Just call it setup camera. This might work. Current camera and camera subject equals pig dot humanoid. Let's see. Might work, maybe. And also maybe we should just like place the new pig dot we're just going to move the C frame a little bit. Uh 10 10 0, something like that. Okay, touch the pig. Okay, that hasn't really worked. Let's add in a debounce as well. And then we'll say pitching. That'll work. And let's just do a print. See what's going on here. Print camera subject. And I'm just going to wait 3 seconds and print it out again because I'm not sure quite what's going on with the camera. Maybe pig 900,000, maybe. Oh, we've sat down on the pig. We've got the pig riding another pig. Look at this. Amazing. Oink, oink, indeed. So this isn't even running, is it? We didn't get any prints. So let's move this script just into start player scripts or something. And the only thing I can think to do is just to fire a remote event when it happens. There's probably a better way to do this. I'm not very good at thinking on the spot on live streams, but we'll just call it setup camera, and then we'll just call that remote event so we can just set up the camera again. That'll work just off the top of my head at least anyway. Game, get service, replicated storage, and local setup camera equals replicated storage dot. I don't know why it's not coming up, but anyway. Setup camera, and then we will fire that event towards the player. Fire client. And we'll send them the new pig as well. So let's copy this into our local script here. And then we will copy this. This time we'll use a wait for child. Always a good idea when you're on the client, less predictable. And then we can say setup camera dot on client event connected into a function, and we're expecting the pig parameter. I'm just try doing that again. Let's just print out setup camera event so we can just see if it's working. Then we'll hit play. I don't know why we're still getting this warning, even though it isn't set to can't touch anymore. Okay, so the camera's working now. Cool. That worked. We are still riding the pig. We should probably get rid of the actual seat, because I don't think I want to... I don't know, let's just... we're going to save this one. Pig with saddle. I'll put that in server storage. And I'll create a new one, and this will just be the ordinary pig. And I'm going to edit it so that we get rid of the seat, because I don't really want that anymore. So troublemaker. Let's see, we can just copy the details of it over onto this part. Size, or position we can copy. And then the size. Where's the size gone? There it is. 111. I'll delete that. Make this 111. There we go. Perfectly in the same spot. Seat. Pop it inside. And then we'll just have to quickly re-rig it. No, I don't want that 3D text. Torso seat. So it's still called seat, but it's not actually a functioning seat anymore. And also, while we're here, let's add some collision groups, because we don't want the pigs to collide with each other. So we'll add in a pig as a collision group, and the pigs won't collide with each other, but they will collide with everything else. And so now in our script, we're going to need to get physics service as well. Local physics equals game get service physics service. I guess we should make the variable that too. And then we'll have a function. Let's break this off. It's good to separate things a little bit. I like to put the service at the top and then sort of references to things below that. We'll have a function called setup physics. And we'll take a model and a group. And that will just loop through the model. Model get descendants. And then we'll use the physics service. Physics service. What's the name of the method called? Get active. Set attribute? No. Set part collision group, that's it. To, hang on. Which order do you do it in? Part and then the name of it. So part and pig. There we go. And now, once we've done that, we need to call this function. So whenever you're infected, let's just add it in. So Pig. Oh no, the model, sorry, will be new pig. New pig. Pig. And also, right at the game start, we're going to need to set up the physics for them as well. So we'll leap through them. Any pigs that are in the game. We're just going to add in a second pig, just for good measure. Alright, so we've got 3 pigs now. And I'm just going to add in like a spawn point as well, rather than appearing right in front of the pig, which is kind of weird. We'll just call this like, maybe we should add in a little barn or a pigsty or something. I don't know, I can't be bothered to do that right now. We'll just anchor this, we'll call this pig spawn. Anchored, cool. And then in our script, we can set the C-frame to workspace.pigspawn.cframe. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, I've got an error. Must be a base part. Oh, yeah, we didn't check. If part is a base part, then we want to set the collision group. Because if it's like a hat or something, then obviously we can't set its collisions. So now that should work. Right then. Touch a pig. And, oh, what? Why are we still riding it? We should have gone back to our... What on earth? So, what's the problem here then? Is there anything weird going on, like we're... Let me disable these prints for starters. Get rid of that. And then we'll just print infected here. So maybe we can get a bit of an idea what's going on. Touch it. So it only prints once. But then we're appearing right on top of the other pig. That's really odd, isn't it? Let's see, we got that pig, and which is our pig? Are we the one at the bottom? Let's give it a name. New pig dot name equals player dot name. I mean, it should be going to that pig spawn point. So it should be being teleported. But it's not for some weird reason. What if we And we've got rid of the seats now, so none of these have... Oh, okay, yeah. That should fix it. There we go. Cool. Why doesn't the pig face the direction we're moving in? That's odd. We do need to make it turn. Indeed. S, D, F, D, F, A, S, D, A, S, D. That says in the chat. And not all the pigs are animating now, are they? We need to make sure all the pigs are animating. Let's do a collection service for that. Get attribute. I want to get attribute added. Instance added signal. Is that the one? I believe this is the one. Print new pig added to the world. Does that work? New pig added to the world. There we go. That's good. Oh, you're saying the humanoid auto rotate. Yeah, it is ticked. Something else going on. We'll figure that out, I think. Get tagged. Get tagged. Pig. And then that'll give us a table. So probably what we ought to do is loop through all of them for I pig in pairs, or I pairs even, since it's just a list. Pigs do, and we're going to want to create a function now. Local function animate pig. And then we'll put all this in there. Something like that. Does that work? We've got one nodding pig. We've got another nodding pig. We've got a third nodding pig. And we've got a fourth nodding pig. Oh no, I'm not nodding. Why aren't I nodding? Why aren't I nodding? Oh, we need to wait for child, that's why. What? Why is it lagging out? What? Can you guys still hear me okay? Is the stream up? Okay, we're back. That was odd. Wait for child, humanoid. There we go. That should be fine. Maybe we'll just do it on the animator as well, just to be sure. I don't know why it's not putting us in the right position though still. Maybe if we do something like trying to move it after we've added it to the workspace, possibly. Sometimes changing the order can help. Oh, hello, Dark Green Crewmate. It says, thank you so much, Gnome Code. You helped me a lot starting to script. Hashtag Gnome Gang. I love it. I'm glad you found it helpful. Oh, there we go. Look, we've teleported to the spot. Just by changing the order that it was in. So, there you go. And we've got a nodding pig. Yes. We kind of teleport on top of that part, though. The pig spawn. Disable can collide for it. There we go. Sophia Marcella says, can you please make a series that will teach us everything we need to know to code whatever we want? Well, that's kind of the goal of the my scripting basics series. There's about 10 episodes so far, and we pretty much covered all of the basics. I think we will be doing a few more advanced topics, although the next video that I'm going to do in that series is probably just going to be like bringing it all together, because it can sometimes be a bit overwhelming when you've just got loads of individual concepts and you can't really see how any of it connects. So bringing it together kind of helps you see what it's all about sometimes. What does iPairs do? Okay, so if you just use pairs all the time, it will work, and you actually don't need to worry about it. But officially, there's some situations where you want to use iPairs. So let me give you an example. Right, I'll add a new script. So if you have a table, right, because this is where we use pairs for. So local names equals Jim, Joe, and John, right? And then if you have a loop for, and you can do lots of ways, but let's just say for I name in pairs, names do, and we print out the name. Okay, very basic example. And we'll see Jim, Joe, John. Yeah, cool. I've used iPairs, right? You should get exactly the same thing. Jim, Joe, John. So what's going on there, right? Well, let's say after Joe, you have a nil value, right? So the table contains Jim, Joe, nil, and then John. And so if we're using iPairs now, watch what happens. Jim, Joe. That's it. We don't get the John anymore. If you're using iPairs, the table will stop at a nil value. It will just assume that's the end of the table. Whereas if you're using pairs, it will just ignore that. You can go right through. Oh, there you go, Jim, Joe, John. Let's just add in some different values as well. Let's say we have a 10, true, 19, big number, whatever. So we do something like that. I'll print that out. We'll get, what you sometimes get is it in the right order? That is in the right order. Okay. Now if you use iPairs, sometimes, depending on how it's structured, you won't get it in the same order. So iPairs can be a little bit more predictable. It kind of depends how your table's structured, what you've got in it, and so on. But iPairs is guaranteed to go in order. Whereas pairs, you more want to use it for doing a dictionary. You know, a dictionary where you've got like money equals 12 or something inside of a table. So pairs you want to use for dictionaries. iPairs generally for using just a little array. That's the general idea. But like I said, if you did just use pairs, you can just use that everywhere. You can get away with that. But if you read the actual Lua documentation, they recommend you to use iPairs. I assume it's slightly more efficient or something. I'm not quite sure. Right then, how long have we been streaming, guys? This has been quite a long stream, hasn't it? What are we on? 2 hours and 26 minutes. We might be close to finishing, guys. I did want to figure out what was going on with the pig rotation, though, didn't I? Let's have a think. Tell you what, let's just try adding the pig as a starter character. See if that helps us learn anything. So let's see. Oh, we're going infinite yield. Oh, because it's using the old. Yeah, that doesn't matter. So the hit height is set. Right, the hit height's fine. Is it something to do with these? If we set them to... Sometimes like collisions can do weird things. But the humanoid root part should be facing the right way. Sometimes what I like to do to debug things is just try and break things down into their component parts. So we know that's the humanoid root part. We can add a decal on the front or something if we want. I'm just going to like delete the head, delete the ears, delete the eyes, snout, tail, and so on, along with the saddle as well. What are these parts? Wait, what? Oh, that's... Sorry. I was getting mixed up then. That's my... That's my humanoid root part that I just set to be opaque. I thought that was part of my straps then because it's the same color. I just got mixed up. Sorry. Right. So I'm just going to delete the... No, I need the torso, don't I? Right. Let's just do this. And we'll rejoin this. Are these joined? Well, I guess it doesn't even matter. Let's just delete the legs. Like, these are the most basic humanoid you can have. Right, so I just want to see if this is all rotating. Just like a test. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, so this is rotating. Right, good. This rotates fine. Now what I might do is I might add on a little bit extra. So take this. And what about if we have it out the tail or just the head? But I'll keep everything else. I'll keep the legs. Okay, so it's just incremental testing. Now what happens? Okay, now it doesn't work, you see? So is it something to do with the saddle, possibly? Could be to do with the saddle. Maybe to do with the orientation of them. It's possible. Straps, seat, left, right, or how they're welded. It's possible. Okay, so we've still got a problem here. The pig in Teddy Chapter 4 as an Easter egg. Yeah, I mean, it probably would fit quite well into Chapter 4, to be honest. Might do that. That could be funny. So is it an issue with the legs? You think it's the tail? Could be. Could be the tail. Don't know why it would be. Is it to do with how I've welded it? The tail is rigged. But I might have done it. But no, it's not the tail, look. Jameson Wu says, what are you making? To be quite honest, Jameson, I'm not sure. We've just been playing about making different things. I was making a pig infection game earlier. This is kind of what this is the reference of. I'm just trying to fix a bug at the moment. But look, go up to a nodding pig. Try and pet it. Oh no, I am also a pig. Who knows? And we did have a problem earlier where... no, that's all fine, isn't it? Well, it's not the animation. I don't see why it would be... You think it is the animation? Well, okay, I'll disable the animation script. If you think that's what it is. But I'm skeptical, guys. It's not the animation, look. Animation's disabled. So we know it works with just the torso and the joint and the humanoid root part. So I'm wondering if we maybe should just try re-rigging the whole thing. It's kind of a pain, but I'm kind of tempted. Kind of tempted to re-rig it. I don't know why, what the problem is. But when I had the pig as literally just this, it does move fine. I know this much. Well, actually, let's just take this. Because when I did that before, I actually had to redo it. Let me just check. Is it the way I've rigged the join between the... Ah, okay. Interesting. 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 So if we take that, edit, and we delete the join, redo it, right, add it back. Now what happens? I think it might be to do with the size, and damn it. Oh yeah, someone's just put that in the chat just as I was thinking it. Yeah. I think you're right, Godly Fluffs. It's to do with the size, isn't it? So if we make the humanoid root part larger, does that make a difference, right? If we have a big root part like that. I mean, these are just all weird humanoid logic. Who knows the inner workings of the humanoid? Okay, let's try that. There we go, look. Way! We've done it. So now if we take the pig and we just give it a bigger... Let's delete these. And we'll give it a bigger humanoid root part. So we did like 0.5 each direction and then long as well. Is that big enough? Maybe. And then we'll create a new join with it. Control C. Control V. Start a character. Test plate. There we go, guys. Nice one. Bradley in the chat says, Gnome Code, are you making rip-off Piggy? Don't know what you mean. This is just Piggy. This is literally Piggy. I've no idea what you mean. I've never heard of another game called Piggy. No idea what you're on about, my friend. This is Piggy. This is the official Piggy. So now this is all working. We can delete that one. Copy this in here. We'll name this script Pigception. And, oh, that's gone weirdly transparent from the, there we go. And now if we add these back in. And now we play. We've got all our nodding pigs. Touch one, and we're a pig, and we can move around. Amazing. Should I add a tail wag, or would that make it look too much like a dog? I have no idea. I don't know how pigs move. What do you think? Wagging tail, yay or nay? Let me know, chat. I agree we should have a walk animation. Yeah. I can do that pretty quick. But should the tail wag? We've got one nay, one yay. This is the important questions of our age. We need a decisive answer for it. Piggy walk. This will be a beautiful animation. Oh. We need to redo our, because look, we don't want the leg to move like that. We need to move on its axis. Let's check chat. There's lots of yays. People seem to like the idea of a wagging tail. So we'll go for that. I'm going to have to re-rig this just quickly to adjust the position of these joins. Let me see. .5 and move it up. So it's kind of where the joint would actually be, rather than in the middle, because we don't want it to rotate on its axis. We want it to rotate within its socket. So that should be a bit better. We move it in. And again. There we go. That should be good. Make it if you press E, you receive bacon. Sure. Is it like a bacon tool or something we can have? I don't want bacon hair. I want bacon meat. There isn't a single model for bacon meat. Bacon rash. Why hasn't anyone made a model of bacon? I need this. I don't want bacon hair. I want bacon to eat. Surely someone's made this. Bacon, egg, and toast. Is this all one mesh, or has it got different components? Yes. Someone's made some bacon. Fantastic. That's pretty cool. That's some odd looking bacon. It looks more like pepperami or something. Pepperoni. What am I on about? That doesn't really look like bacon. I'm not sure I'd eat that. But definitely, like, what bacon looks that red? Anyway, we'll go with it. That's our bacon. So delete that. Let's make this a tool, shall we? Make it a tool. That makes sense. Is it anchored? No, it's not. Good. Bacon. We'll put this in server storage, I guess. And so we need a proximity prompt then, don't we? When you interact with the pig. We can do this inside our script, actually. Our pigception script. So let's create a new, when we set up physics, we'll create a new function, local function setup bacon giver. I guess that'll do. And then for whichever pig it is. Alright, there we go. The new pig. And so what we want to do is create a proximity prompt. Instance.new proximity prompt. And then the prompt dot what are all the action tags? Is that the thing that displays? Equals get bacon. And then prompt dot active. What's the event? What's the name of the event? Dot triggered. Is that the one? Dot triggered? I think it is, yeah. Connect it to just an anonymous function. And then I think that gives us the player who triggered it. Let's just test this. Give player bacon. Let's see. Hopefully we can get up to this pig and we should see the prompt. Oh, we didn't give it a parent, did we? That's a bit of a problem. Prompt dot parent equals pig. Oh, I didn't. Ugh. Capitalize it. There we go. Okay, pig. Is there a prompt? I don't want to get too close, so I get turned into a pig. It's highly dangerous. Oh, I think no. What's going on here then? Oh, I put it in the wrong place. I put it for the infection. We also want it in here as well. Now let's try. Yeah, I saw your message. Make it if you press E, you receive bacon. That's what we're doing right now. Look, see? That's what I'm trying to do. Right then. Now we've done that, we will get the tool and give it to them. So the bacon is in equals game dot server storage dot bacon clone. And what is the name of the folder again? I'm mix these up. Is it backpack with a capital P? Backpack with a lowercase p. Okay. So bacon dot parent equals player dot backpack. Now let's try that. There we go. We've got our bacon. There it is. Poor pig. We've just ripped some bacon from the side of it. It doesn't give you any more bacon, strangely. I'm not sure why it doesn't give me more. Can you only have one lot of bacon? But who knows? We have our bacon now. I think on this glorious note of getting our bacon from the pig, and we can see it when we're playing as ourselves. Wonderful. I think on this glorious note, we might bring the stream to an end, guys. It's been almost 3 hours at this point. It's been great fun. I think I might do more of these, just playing around in the studio, making things. Maybe we'll do more with the pig thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll do more with the pigs. Or maybe something completely new. But either way, thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.